I get you. I'll need some more details before I can make a... What kind of flavor profile are you looking for? How strong do you want this drink to be? How would you like this drink to be served? And last but certainly not least, what kind of... Darn, this should be all the info I need. I'll put the drink on the bar when I'm done. I'll put the bill on your tab.
Do you have a drink for me? I love warm drinks. They're so relaxing. There's a lovely sour note to this drink. I feel so refreshed. There's just enough oomph to this drink to make it really stick with you. I like that. I love the style of this glass. It accentuates the flavor of the ingredients. Honey, oh, that bit of sweetness is just perfect. It adds the most delightful note to each sip. Ah, that is marvelous. I'm feeling much better now, thank you. What tool was it you needed? A quantum flux regulator Mark II? I have one of those right here. Please take it as a thank you.
The right tool for the right job. I'll start making the adjustments, but I don't know if I've got enough time. I can't change the laws of physics. The trionic energy levels keep rising, and sensors show the blasted comet is to blame. Modulating the shields is not going to be enough. Something needs to be done about that comet if we're going to live to see the morning.
A ship from the house of Duras. I am Captain Govat, son of Warot, and leader of my house. My brother died due to Duras' treachery. I will avenge his death with the destruction of 100 Duras ships. Prepare to die!
If you are receiving this message, then you and your crew have completed your mission. Driffin's comet is destroyed, and the Davidians are no longer a threat to the Federation. You've done well. And to prove that I'm not the immoral monster that some make me out to be, I'm going to help you. When you last docked at Deep Space K7, I had some modifications made to your vessel. One of those is the addition of a Borg temporal node salvaged from a cube in the Batron cluster. It's set to return you to our time. Congratulations on a job well done. Drake out. Excellent work. I knew I could count on you. The disappearance of Driffin's comet in the 23rd century will be a scientific curiosity. I have taken steps to suppress information that might reveal our involvement, and I trust that you and your crew will refrain from telling stories about what happened here. After all, we're getting along so well. One thing I hope you'll take away from all this is that any opinion you may have of the immorality of so-called rogue elements like Section 31 is a bit naive. Contrary to popular opinion among some Starfleet officers, we do not spend our days plotting evil and committing random acts of villainy like characters in a bad holonovel. We protect the Federation from threats. Thanks to you, the Davidians are no longer on that list. If you think about it, everything we do is to preserve the freedoms you so enjoy. You should be grateful. Drake out. Until next time.
Congratulations, Commander.
Starfleet Medical has analyzed the reports of the attacks on ship and stations near the Klingon border, and they've noticed something. All of the materials that the Klingons and Gorn were stealing are associated with genetic resequencing. We think that they've started a new augmentation project. We need you to go to the Korvat system in the Beta Quadrant and meet with Chirurgeon Petrel. He is one of the Federation's top medical researchers. He should be able to tell us more about how far along the Klingon research program might be, and what they can do with the supplies they've stolen.
Some of them think we're a secret program to make new augments. I think the Klingons were looking for something to make their own augmented soldiers, with disease resistance, pain tolerance, increased strength. Augmentation involves rebuilding an individual's genetic characteristics to eliminate unwanted traits, or to enhance or splice in desirable ones. Usually this is done with resequencing, infecting the cells with a retrovirus that rewrites them to produce the new cell structures. Augmentation isn't without side effects, though. It often causes heightened emotion, and augments usually don't socialize well. Attempts to enhance intelligence often result in paranoia, psychopathy, or autism spectrum disorders. I couldn't really say. I know that the Klingons experimented with stolen augmentation technology in the 22nd century, but they abandoned the studies after some sort of mishap. Divergent Betrell could probably explain more. It's usually in the main lab. Follow the corridor past the cold storage and the gene samples. You can tell you're in the lab because there's a lowered section to provide space for the computer cores. Be careful. The Klingon captain is probably there.
We are grateful for your assistance. My particular field of study is gerontology, the study of aging in various life forms. The Federation Science Council has given me permission to test various forms of genetic modification to find treatments for degenerative diseases such as Irumodic syndrome. We're making significant progress. The Klingon commander wanted to know about genetic modification. He was asking about the augmentation process, but that's been outlawed since the eugenics wars on Earth in the 20th century. Khan Noonien Singh and his kind caused the deaths of millions. The humans were the first to experiment with augmentation back in the 20th century. Within a few years, the augmented supermen were fighting non-augments. The eugenics wars destroyed great swaths of the planet and caused some 30 million deaths. Earth was plunged into a dark age. Khan Noonien Singh was the greatest of the augmented conquerors. He was the ruler of more than a quarter of Earth. Unlike some of the other supermen, Khan only enslaved his people. He didn't massacre them. I guess that would make him the best of the tyrants. When the humans rose up against the augments, Khan and some of his people escaped into space. The crew of the USS Enterprise found them in suspended animation in 2267. Khan's battles against James T. Kirk are legendary. I've read an account of their fight in the Mutara Nebula, and it was thrilling. Klingons' previous experiments with augmentation were disastrous, to say the least. In the 2150s, the Klingons attempted to use augment DNA to enhance their warriors. Those who didn't die from neural breakdown developed drastically altered personalities and physical changes that made them appear more human. Then, a strain of Lavodian flu interacted with the DNA, and what was a terrible experiment became a horrible epidemic. The spread of the augment virus threatened the Klingons with extinction. Eventually, a way to stop the damage was found, but the Klingon DNA profile was irrevocably altered. It took the Klingons decades to recover. To this day, those of us outside of the Empire aren't really sure how they did it. Klingons are doing augmentation research, you have to find out where they are doing this work and put a stop to it.
It's up to you to keep those angry Gorn off us while we work.
Stay away! No!
Parasites. Files. The parasites can be safely destroyed by exposure to high-intensity ultraviolet light. My attempts at reconfiguring the station's lighting thus far have been unsuccessful. I am a physician, not a habitat engineer. As a precaution, I have developed a serum that can render a person toxic to the creatures. However, medical supplies here are limited. I have enough serum to inoculate your landing party and one other person. The creatures continue to be resistant to tricorder scans, sir. It may be...
Starfleet officers coming here to stop me? You should thank me. I'm close, so very close this time. Humans weren't quite right. Vulcans were too analytical. It has taken me hundreds of tries to get it right. But this time I've got it. Combining several different species will create the perfect race. We will rule the galaxy. But they are beautiful creations, are they not? Surely you can appreciate this. The ineffable march of science, of life itself, guided and directed with the power of will. Exactly. Perhaps you aren't the meat-headed minion I initially took you for. Look at these results.
I never expected you would find actual augment research. Starfleet will keep a close eye on this situation.
Congratulations, Commander.
Starfleet intelligence needs your help.
Fascinating. I'm detecting...
Just a wee bit longer. There we are. Speaking.
Let's begin by using Enterprise's
Close.
Admiral Quinn says you're the right officer for this job.
We're counting on you.
Under attack.
How can I help you? Your orders, sir. Whatever you need, sir.
Captain's personal log. I have been betrayed by my first officer, a man I considered my friend, Kavok. Why? He and a group of traitors tried to take the ship. Kavok is the only survivor. There is also evidence that Kavok sent a coded message to Federation space. I do not understand why a warrior I have trusted with my life would do this. He tried to explain, but I do not need to listen to the words of a traitor. Let him rot in the brig. Ambassador Babat has ordered me to bring him to the Umaga system for questioning. Kavok will die screaming. It is not an honorable death, but it is the one Kavok deserves.
What do you want? You are my enemy, but today you are my only hope. I will redeem my honor. It is a ship with no crew. Its hull is solid neutronium. It fires beams of pure anti-protons, and fuels itself with the hulks of destroyed planets. Weapons are useless against it. The planet killer is ancient. I have heard stories that your Starfleet defeated a device similar to this long ago. I hope that you will be able to defeat this one as well. Do you have more questions? Help me. Repair this ship and we will fly it to Umaga together. Then we can disable the energy drain so your fleet can enter. With your help, we can destroy the Doomsday Machine and end the threat to your Federation.
How can I help you?
Do what you think is best. It's risky, but Kavok may be our best chance to stop Bavat and this planet killer. I'm notifying all available ships to change course for Umaga. Once the energy drain is taken care of, they'll move in to support you. I don't need to tell you how important it is to stop the Doomsday Machine before Bavat can use it to attack populated worlds. Millions of people are relying on you to save them. I know you can do it. Good luck.
Yes, Captain? Understood. I'll join you shortly. We're counting on you. We're counting on you.
Ah, you're here. I think I have a solution to our problem. We need to land on the planet to take control of the energy drain, but you would be noticed instantly. I've replicated a holo-emitter used by our intelligence services. It will change your appearance and voice to that of a Klingon warrior. I have enough devices for you and a small away team. Go ahead, try it out. Kapla! Leave the holo-emitter on for now. Get used to it.
Van Zyl to boarding parties. The captain is using a holographic disguise. If you see a Klingon moving toward the bridge, do not fire. Repeat, do not fire.
I'm monitoring communications from the planet. They're not calling for ships, so either they haven't noticed us, or they think we're supposed to be here. We're safe for now, but that could change. We need to scan one of the generators maintaining the energy drain to get all the information I need to finish a new command program. Be careful. Bavat trusts no one, not even his own men. He may have defenses in this system even I don't know about.
Minimal damage, Captain. All systems are functional.
Drones? Bavat must have upgraded the security. Scanning the generators now. I have the data. We will need to load the control program into all 3 generators. After that, we can change the command codes from a terminal on the planet's surface.
Generators are under our control now, but your ships won't be safe until we lock Bavat and his forces out of the command consoles. I've equipped your away team with holoprojectors, and they're ready for the mission. And Captain, remember that you're a Klingon now. Try not to look too out of place.
The objective here is simple. Find a control console and change the command codes. Then Bavat won't be able to stop us from shutting down the energy drain. There are 2 consoles. The Alpha console is staffed by an officer who might be willing to negotiate. The Beta console, let's just say that Commander Talk prefers fighting to talking. The soldiers here shouldn't challenge you. But be careful of the Targs. The holo emitters won't fool them. I have another task to complete. Meet me back here when you are done with the command codes.
Captain, I've been monitoring your progress from the ship. You are very close to one of the control consoles. There are Klingons where you need to go. You will either need to convince them to leave their post, or find other means of getting access.
The Empire will prevail. Death to the enemies of the Empire!
Enemy target uncensored.
I see your mission was successful. Excellent. Mine was as well. I have smashed the device that Bavat used to control his doomsday machine. The planet killer is now as dangerous to him and his ships as it is to anyone else. You cannot control the storm, Captain. If you try, it will consume you. Meet me back at the ship. There is still more to do before this dark day ends and my honor is restored.
You? You stumbled into my trap in the briar patch like a blind Grishnar cat. And here you are again, luring Starfleet ships to my testing grounds. The Doomsday Machine will destroy them. It will create glorious, endless war and strife. And it is all possible because of you. Your naivete has been a great help to me. Thank you.
No! I will not allow you to dishonor the Empire with your thirst for blood. We face our enemies as warriors, Bavat. We do not massacre innocents with machines of death.
There are no innocents. There are only the strong and the weak.
Are you strong enough to fight your own weapon? I have destroyed the device controlling the planet killer. No one is safe.
This isn't over. Warriors, attack! Joel, Ichu!
Captain, Klingon comm traffic just spiked. Bavat's forces have lost control of the Doomsday Machine, and they are scrambling all available ships to try to stop it. I've been in contact with Commander Burgess. Now that the energy drain won't affect our ships, the Starfleet task force is inbound. We need to get back into space as soon as possible.
I see it. Bavat's planet killer is here. Maybe it has a weakness that we haven't found yet. We need to run a scan. Go to the navigation beacon. That should be close enough for the scan, but far enough away to keep us safe until help arrives.
Structural integrity holding, sir. We're shook up, but we'll be okay. Captain, there's an unauthorized shuttle launch. It's Kavok. Hail coming in, sir. I'll put it on the main screen.
Stay where you are, Captain. I'll handle this.
Kavok, turn that shuttle around! You'll be killed!
My life is of no consequence, but my honor. No, I must do this. Destroying this abomination is the only way to redeem myself. Farewell, Captain. Koi keles puglod, koi pukbe pu, yakbo matbo jeshuvi, se machume uv, mashu managich bakochu, nibe yin majak wov ku, van ma hefech etjo tichtak, van pumadi pupare, mashutak kumame mashuta, ma o.
I'm reading significant damage to the Doomsday Machine, sir. But it's still active. Captain, we still have the Harpang torpedoes. They might be enough to finish the job. The machine's hull is solid neutronium, so targeting it won't help. We'll need to fly in front of the Doomsday Machine and launch the torpedoes down that thing's throat. The fleet will be here to help distract it, but we need to be careful. If we're in front of it when it fires its anti-proton beam, we won't fare any better than that moon did. Commander Burgess is patching a subspace signal. Captain, Commander Burgess is patching a subspace signal through to us. The message is from Kronos, sir. Routing it to the main view screen now.
Captain, my name is Kamen. While the Empire realizes that you played a vital role in defeating a threat to both our worlds, I am afraid I must insist that you return the ship you stole immediately. I would not want to have to escalate this into something that we will both regret. The battle is over. We do not need to begin another.
It might be best to do what he asks, Captain. The fleet's in no condition for a prolonged fight, sir. And honestly, there's not much about the Bird of Prey specifications that Starfleet intelligence doesn't know already. We did what we came here to do. Let the Klingons have their little victory, and the fleet can take you and your crew back to your ship. The important thing is that the Doomsday Machine was destroyed. I'm sure Commander Burgess will want to congratulate you for a job well done.
Kvolk's loss is unfortunate, but he did what he believed he had to do. In the end, he died with honor. Fortunately, you were able to destroy the Doomsday device and end the threat of Bavat's weapons programs. We probably haven't seen the last of him, but at least now he's disarmed. At least as much as any Klingon, that is. And don't worry about having to return the IKS Targ to the Klingons. I don't believe that there's much about that class of bird of prey that Starfleet intelligence doesn't already know. If getting the ship back lets the Klingons think they won a small victory, I don't mind, and you shouldn't either. There are very few captains who can say they faced a threat like you did today and lived to tell the tale. Impressive work.
Congratulations, Commander.
Starfleet Intelligence has completed its initial analysis of the data you found in Amar Singh's laboratory. Preliminary results show that his master race, but that his initial results were less than encouraging. What troubles Starfleet Intelligence are references in Singh's notes to past events. Since Singh has said his employer was interested in time travel, do you think he and Bavat could have been planning on manipulating the timeline for their own ends? We want you to meet with the USS Kirk. It has thwarted several Klingon attacks on medical facilities in the past few weeks. They may have another piece of the puzzle. The Kirk is on a routine patrol in the Hiromi sector within the Beta Quadrant.
This is Captain Phelan of the USS Kirk. We are under attack. We have been boarded and need immediate assistance.
Target's shield has failed.
You're coming with me, Kuvamach!
Glad to see you. We could use the help. We were ambushed. We were en route for a scientific survey when multiple Klingon marauders decloaked and started blasting. The shields held up less than a minute, and once they went down, we were overrun by Klingon boarding parties. We've been fighting deck to deck ever since. Glad to see you. We could use the help. I think we'll be fine once we clear out the last of the Klingon boarders. Our first priority will be repairs to the shields and weapons. My chief engineer informs me it won't take much to get them operational. We took the worst hits to our engines. Chief says he'll need at least a day to repair the warp drive. Glad to see you. We could use the help. You saw it. Those blasted Klingons kidnapped my security chief. They must have kept one ship cloaked for the extraction. Lieutenant Paris's ties to the Klingons have always been troubled. Half of them think she's a traitor. The other half thinks she's a savior. And now, this bunch thinks she is the cure to some crazy virus. My Klingon is rusty, but I think I heard one of them say that they were taking Marol to the right place at the right time. At least that's what I think I heard. I don't know what they meant by that, but we can't leave her in the hands of the Klingons. She's a good officer and a good friend. Glad to see you. We could use... Since we're stranded here, you're the only ship who can chase down the Klingons and rescue Lieutenant Paris. I'm transmitting the frequency of her comm badge to your ship. This will enable you to lock onto her and follow the ship that kidnapped her. Bring Lieutenant Paris home safe.
This mission cannot be delayed by a miserable Starfleet Tobot like yourself. We will find the secrets hidden in the Kuvamach's blood and use them for the glory of the Klingon Empire. I give to my escorts the honor of destroying you. Pray they send you to Brethel quickly.
I know all. I am my own beginning, my own ending. I was here before your sun burned hot, and I will be here long after. Seekers in search of a question. Shapers creating a dream. Explorers who believed a universe was too small. I answer as simply as your level of understanding makes possible. The one known as Myral Paris finds her future in the time before her time. She is the Kuvah Ma. Her people follow her footsteps before she has made them. Her presence in her past alters the river of time. Those who took the Kuvah Ma are conquering before the warriors arrive. They have brought the weapons of your world to a time that will be helpless to resist them. Your reality, your world, your beginning, all that you know is gone. Bring the future to the past, or lose the present. You will need your vessel to face the challenges ahead. Step through my portal, and it will be returned to you. I know all. I am my own beginning, my own ending. I was here before your sun burned hot, and I will be here long after. The one known as Myral Paris finds her future in the time before her time. She is the Kuvah Ma. Her people follow her footsteps before she has made them.
Am I to understand Bavat entered the Guardian portal with Lieutenant Paris? That is very disconcerting news. I am contacting Starfleet Intelligence to see what our next move should be. For now, take no further action with the Guardian. That is an order.
Congratulations, Commander.
I've spoken with Starfleet Intelligence. Listen carefully. You were to use the Guardian portal to follow Bavat wherever or whenever he went. Find him, and stop him from altering the past. Stop the Klingons, save Myral Paris, and restore the timeline.
Unknown ship. This is the USS Enterprise. Please respond. Unknown vessel, this is Commander Spock of the USS Enterprise. Thank you for your assistance.
Ship is under attack. Our shields failing.
Yap, I am not your enemy. Ask me what you will. I know you are not of this time. You are from the future, a temporal agent. Your presence here was forecast. Many years ago, the Nakul came to us from the future. They wanted us to fight in their temporal war, but not as equals. Klingons are no one's pawns. The Empire refused their generous offer. However, the Nakul told us many things about the future in their attempt to gain our allegiance. We listened, and since then a group of Klingons has used that knowledge to guide the Empire. Mevyap, I am not your enemy. Ask me what you will. She is the Kuva Mach. We walk in her footsteps before she has made them. Her destiny is to be the one who cures the Klingon people. She will wash away the stain of the augment virus that has smoothed our brows and put fear into our hearts. Yes, and we are beginning to see results. The Kuva Mach has a unique genetic sequence that has allowed my physicians to completely transform us back to the mighty warriors we once were. No more will we be ridgeless and honorless. We will be Klingon! We will follow in the Kuva Mach's footsteps and walk in the path of honor and glory! Mevyap, I am not your enemy. Ask me what you will. Some call her a savior. Many among my crew see her as a traitor. It is strange to see a mythological being wearing the uniform of your enemy. I don't know what I believe of the old ways. The prophecies say she will be a Voyager, and that the Klingons will know her before she knows the world. What I have seen in these past days makes me believe this is true. Mevyap, I am not your enemy. Ask me what you will. Most of them are crazed by their contact with the augmentation process. Their leader tells me they were experimented on by a man named Amar Singh. They will do anything, kill anyone in their quest to be whole again. They arrived here a month ago. They brought the Kuva Mach with them, and they asked me to keep her safe. They left for a time and then returned 2 days ago with this wonder of a starship. They told me that it was the first of a mighty fleet that would rule the galaxy. Their leader. It is my greatest shame to see him. I have come face to face with my future self, and I see that I will walk a path of great dishonor. Mevyap, I am not your enemy. Ask me what you will. Ambassador Bavat is the man I will become. Time travel is such a tricky thing. Now I understand why Klingon intelligence hates predestination paradoxes so. Ambassador Bavat will not surrender the Kuva Mach without a fight. It appears that the years have made me, quick to anger and quick to judge. I wonder what will happen to make me such a bitter, manipulative man. Mevyap, I am not your enemy. Ask when one travels back in time. One may cause or undo the reason for the journey. Anything we do now may alter the reality that you know. Then again, the reality we know could not exist unless we were here at this time and place. I would advise you not to volunteer for many more time travel missions. They tend to complicate your life. Mevyap, I am not your enemy. Ask me what you are the defenders of the Kuva Mach. You will find Ambassador Bavat at her side. He will not surrender her without a fight. Give him a good death. That is all any Klingon desires.
I didn't appreciate being held captive, but if I can help the Klingons, I will gladly do so. Think of it this way. If we can find peace here, there's hope for the future. No, but the Klingons of this time have the genetic samples they need from me, and I am more than ready to get back to our time. Thank you. I won't forget what you did today. One to beam up.
The Kuva Mach and that lovely ship of yours are staying here. We'll have a grand time dissecting both of them. Surrender now, and we'll give you a quick death.
I'm not unfamiliar with time travel, Captain. We will endeavor to engage the Klingons until you can escape. Live long and prosper.
Time has resumed its shape. All is as it was before. Farewell.
Congratulations on a job well done. Lieutenant Paris will return to duty. You have ended the threat to the Federation. But we do have some questions. Time travel is not a routine mission, you know. Don't be surprised if you get a visit from the Department of Temporal Investigations. Predestination paradoxes can be troubling for them. I don't think I need to tell you how important the mission you just completed was. For all of us. The very fabric of our universe was at stake, and you acted with professionalism and aplomb. Thanks to you and your crew, Ambassador Bavat's plan was foiled. Temporal Investigations does want to talk to you about how the description of your ship is now showing up in the USS Enterprise's mission logs. But I told them you didn't have time to report for debriefing.
Congratulations, Commander.
We've detected an anomaly in the Azure Nebula. Because of the Tholian activity in that area, we're concerned that they may be attempting to open a rift to the mirror universe. I need a ship to go out there and check it out.
Do you have a question?
Thank you, Captain. The Tholian Assembly appreciates your loyalty. So many ship captains threw away their lives needlessly in the days after they annexed this area of space. It'll take a few hours to offload your cargo. Feel free to grab a hot meal in the commissary. I know that comforts can be hard to come by in this sector. I recommend the plomeek soup. It almost tastes like something.
Do you need anything else?
I haven't seen you around here before, Captain. Got a minute to talk? I know. I asked around about you, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you this, but I need your help. You're not supposed to be here. None of us are. Not in this timeline, I mean. My ship, my crew, we were supposed to do something important. We went through an anomaly, moved through time, and everything changed. We tried to go back. I guess the battle with the Klingons disrupted the anomaly. Instead of getting back where we belong, we ended up here with the Tholians running everything. I'd never even seen a Tholian before. You have to help us set things right. You have to help us get back to our ship. Me and my crew. There are a little over 100 of us here, scattered throughout the work camp. We're about 65 years ahead of where we should be, according to my math. We were fighting the Romulans. This was back in 2344. And the weapons discharges caused a temporal rift. We passed through, and because we weren't at Narendra to do what we were supposed to do, the timeline changed. We ended up in a timeline where the Federation and the Klingon Empire were at war, and the Federation was losing, badly. We tried to go back to set things right, but then the Klingons found us and the Enterprise D, and there's someone here with us from that timeline. Her name is Tasha. I'll take you to her. Maybe she can help explain this.
How can I assist you? I'm Valkel Shawn, captain of the Belfast. I run freight for the Tholians. Basic supplies, mostly. But once in a while, they need me to pick up dilithium from the mines on Remus. We're in dock here for a few days getting some repairs done. Cut too close to the Konos blast zone on my last trip back and ran into some raiders. They won't trouble anyone again. But they fused half my power conduits and fried the deflector before I managed to take them out. If there's anything else you need...
Yes. My name is Tanae, and for many years I served in Starfleet. After the war was lost, I joined a resistance movement attempting to liberate the core worlds. We failed. We were able to keep the Klingons at bay, but not the Dominion and their allies. After the Breen destroyed Earth and the Dominion occupied Betazed, continued resistance was illogical. Against all reason, we continued our fight as our resistance cells fell, one by one. You might say I was one of the fortunate ones. I survived. I would not agree. Do you require anything else?
It's too bright in here. Why? Why would you care about me? No one cares about me. I don't even care anymore. Go away. Go away.
We must work together to find the path to progress.
We need your help. I'm from Starfleet, and if I'm right, that's a name that should ring bells with you as well. In an alternate timeline from this one, the correct one, Starfleet is still alive and well, and you're a Starfleet officer too. When the Enterprise C moved ahead in time, it created an alternate timeline, one in which I was alive but shouldn't have been. I left with the Enterprise to set things right. We thought we were returning to the Narendra system in 2344 to defend the Klingon colony there from a Romulan attack. We ended up in this nebula in 2409. The Tholians caught us before we could try again, and you can guess the rest. We're going to try to restore the timeline, but to do so, we need the Enterprise C. It's still in the hangar here, and as soon as we get back to her, we'll find the temporal rift and get back to where and when we're supposed to be. Franklin Drake is already helping us. He managed to get an access key used to operate the systems in the hangar control room. We need you to get the code from Drake and use it to open the doors to the hangar control room. I'd go myself, but we've already been here a week. The Tholians know we're trying to get back to the ship. They're watching us. But you're new. They won't suspect you're involved. That's the idea, at least. Of course, it's not as simple as getting the code and opening the door. The Tholians have guards on all critical areas. You'll need to slip past the guards and get into the maintenance tunnels. From there, it's a winding maze to the hangar control room, which can only be unlocked from the inside. Once you get in, you'll be able to open the doors. We'll be waiting there to help you free the Enterprise. Here, take this communicator. It's on a scrambled frequency the Tholians don't monitor, and it'll allow me to contact you while you're on the move. Maybe you can convince someone to cause a distraction. That might make slipping past the guards into the tunnels easier.
Take it. Here's a map, too. You'll need it in the tunnels. I still don't know why I'm risking my neck for this. Don't expect any more help from me. The Federation fell before I was born. I shouldn't even care, but there's something about Yar and Castillo. I know they believe they can make a difference. It makes me want to believe.
Do you need anything else?
Report any unusual activity to your superiors.
will be free. My name is Obasek. Once my people served the Romulans. Now we have new masters. I will serve for now, because to refuse would be my death. But when the time is right, we'll rise up against our oppressors and destroy them. If you would be free, watch for an opportunity. The Tholians will show their weakness soon enough.
Tholian assembly will be rewarded.
Do not waste my time. Your plan is foolhardy. If you want to die, do it without my assistance.
How can I assist you? I don't remember the Federation, or Starfleet. The war was almost over before I was born. This is the only life I know. One of servitude, deprivation, loss. I want something better. That freedom my parents and grandparents told me about. I want the Federation back. I'll help. Just tell me what you need.
Find the path to progress.
Hey! Get down here! You big salt shaker! Don't pretend you can't hear me! Let's rumble! You cannot win, Tholian!
You are fortunate.
Well done. Those maintenance tunnels are a maze. They make navigating the Jeffries tubes on the Enterprise look easy. I recommend using the map to keep track of where you've been, what doors lead away from which room, and where you are currently. We've hit a snag. There are Tholians in the control room. When they're in there, they pump in a Tholian-friendly atmosphere and raise the temperature. It will kill us if we try to enter. You'll need to replace the methane-based atmosphere with something we can breathe and lower the ambient temperature in the control room before we can continue. The Tholians are very precise. They want to learn everything they can about the ships they're capturing. All rooms connected to the hangars have their atmospheres exchanged to prevent damage to the systems they're dismantling for study. Also, sometimes they force humanoids to do the work for them, so they'll pump in something we can handle. Looks like the Enterprise C's transporters are still online. We can beam the rest of the crew onto the ship before we leave.
I am here to assist. What do you require? My first posting in Starfleet was to an ambassador-class vessel. I am familiar with most of the ship's systems, but I spent several months working on a refit of the ship's computer. I am confident I can restore the ship's power levels quickly. Also, I do have some experience with Tholian technology from my time in the Resistance. If you prefer, I could attempt to deactivate the web shield or tractor beams. I am here to assist. What?
We don't have much time. I know a few tricks to take that tractor beam system offline. I'm also fairly confident that with enough time, I can release the docking clamps holding the ship, or take down the Tholian's web shielding. We don't have much time.
We need to work together. What do you want me to do? I was the helm officer on the Enterprise before everything went to hell, but I'm really handy with heavy machinery, like those clamps holding the ship. I know I could take care of those and get us free. If you need me to do something else, maybe I can work on that web shield. It will need to come down before we can fly out of here. Or the ship's power. I know every inch of the old girl. If I can figure out the Tholian interface, I might be able to connect to the ship and restore the power remotely.
I'm changing the targeting
together.
subroutines for the tractor beams. Tractor beam is disabled.
need to work together to take out this last ship.
Anomaly has been stabilized. Head for the Anomaly Enterprise. We'll put you back where you need to be. That's my job. Details aren't important. Restoring the timeline is. Get moving. Tholians are already starting to regroup. I'm sure you've realized by now, you're part of a very different timeline. This one is an aberration that we are here to correct. It would be irresponsible of us to let you go back in time with the Enterprise C, and compromise that timeline as well. We'll send you back to your time. There are still some very important events in the 25th century that you need to be a part of. As soon as the Enterprise C returns to its correct place in history, the timeline should right itself.
There wasn't anything there. That's strange.
Congratulations, Commander.
We recently received a distress signal from the USS Forrestal, a ship we thought was lost in the Nexus back in 2332. We sent the USS Madison out to investigate, but they haven't checked in for some time. Considering the Nexus is involved, they could be in trouble. The Madison's last known position was in the Rotanev system. Meet with the USS Challenger there to investigate the situation. Her captain has some experience with the Nexus.